Hello viewers, welcome to another brand new video. Here I am Pramod and I'd like to welcome all of you to my channel, Our English Classroom. And in this channel you will get several videos on grammatical topic along with some spoken English materials and also some vocabulary lesson. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please subscribe the button and hit the bell icon so that you can get all the latest updates on my videos. And remember one thing, I'm providing video lessons on a daily basis, so please watch the videos. And if you have anything, if you want to learn anything, so write it down on the comments section. Okay, so let's get started with today's video. Well, as in my last video I have discussed about two connectors. Well, connectors are such type of words. They can be conjunctions, they can be adverbs, they can be even prepositions, and sometimes they can be pronouns also. They just connect one idea with another idea, one clause with another clause, one sentence to another sentence. Sometimes they use as a transitional words also, like you are writing an essay or you are writing any paragraph. So there you need to maintain a sequence so that the reader or the listener can understand what's coming after that or what's going after what. So this type of transitional word, if you can apply in your piece of writing, then it will become a masterpiece. Okay, so let's get started with two more. Actually, not two more. Here today I'm going to discuss about some more connectors. Well, we can look at the board that here I have written three connectors. However, nevertheless, nonetheless. Well, in our Bangladeshi context, however, this word is very familiar. In most of the writings, in most communication, day-to-day conversation, we use however frequently. But what about nonetheless or nevertheless? These two words are less frequent used words in our culture. But you know that in England or in America or in English books, you often, or if I want to become more specific, that if frequently get these words, if you know the clear meaning of these words, you can make your way out easily. Otherwise, you'll not understand the sentence properly, which will not good for you. Okay, so let's get started with number one. So here you can see that I have my first word is however. Okay, so I have also written the meanings over here. However, like othocho. Sometimes you can make it tobuo, jai hok. However, othocho, tobuo, jai hok. These are the very common familiar Bangla terms that we use. But sometimes we use the word however. Actually, however is a replaceable word of these Bengali words. Okay, but what about nevertheless? Well, nevertheless means tobuo or ta satteo, and nonetheless is exactly having the similar meaning of nevertheless, that is tobuo or ta satteo. But if you go through some important grammar books, some grammarians had strictly told us to use them in different situation, and in this video I'm going to make it clear. Okay, but the common thing that these three words express, and that is a contrast between two ideas. Okay, so sometimes we need to make a contrast or opposite idea when we are speaking about a certain topic, and suddenly we need to shift it into a different situation, or suddenly we need to make a contrasting idea, we need to give a contrasting idea with that information so that the listener can understand the actual happening thing. And that is the reason we sometimes use this type of contrast words. Well, one more thing also, you need to keep in mind that formal expression for presentation or essay writing, if you are writing any formal piece of writing, or if you are in a formal place where you need to write it formally, you need to use nevertheless and nonetheless in place of however. Okay, so in English, if you go through the use of words, there are specific words which can only be used in informal situations, and some words are made only to use in the formal situation. So gradually you will understand this thing, and you will become very good at this thing. Okay. So now let's take an example. I love the spring season. Well, who doesn't love the spring season? Everybody love the spring season. I love the spring season. However, I always get allergies. Maybe there are some issues of that person that having allergies. Maybe because of flowers, because of the sunlight, or something else, or food problem, whatever. That means in springtime, or the spring season, the person likes the spring season a lot, but here we have some problem, and the problem is his allergy. But how can we create this difference within these sentences? Or first, if I write the sentence that I like spring season, and secondly, if I want to make something wrong with the season, what I need to do? I need to use some contrast word, and that contrast word can be however. Okay, but here is the problem. The problem is this however is widely used, commonly used. In every informal situation, you can use it with very easy way. Very comfortably you can use however if you are talking at home with your friends or in any informal situation, you can use however. But suppose you are at office or a school or somewhere that belongs to any formal place, there you must need some formal words. So let's get some example. Well, we like to eat outside. Nevertheless, the food in some 5-star hotels is very expensive. So what is happening out here? This is my question. Good. Let's get back to the example once again. Firstly, we like to eat outside. That means they want to have food in any food court which is outside, in any restaurant or in any hotels, or something like that place where they can take food. That is not at home, outside home. The food in some 5-star hotels is very expensive. Well, now you need to live within the budget. Okay, so if you belong to such a class or such a middle income family or moderate income family, there you need to think about the budget issue. And if you opt for a 5-star hotel, there the food should be very expensive. But here you want to take food outside, at the same time the food cost is very expensive. So here you want to show a contrasting idea, isn't it? Yes, of course it is. You want to take food outside, but the food outside is very expensive. They are contrasting. If you have the money, yes, you can go for it. If you do not have enough money, then I'd like to say sorry, you cannot have food outside. So that's the reason here you need to use the connector nevertheless. And what will happen after you use nevertheless? The reader can understand that actually you want to take food outside, but to some reason the expense of food is high and you are not willing to take food outside. The speaker or the reader will understand the same thing. Okay? That is the way. Nevertheless, the food is very expensive. However, the food is expensive. You can also write however, but I have told earlier that however can only be used in informal situation, not informal situation, but we are talking about a formal piece of writing. I know it's not actually a formal sentence, but that is only for your understanding, that so that you can understand easily with this easy English sentences. That's why I have written this sentence. Nevertheless, the food in some 5-star hotel is very expensive. Okay? You can use nevertheless in place of however, as it is more formal. We use it to make emphasis. Remember one thing, emphasize, emphasis. Okay, emphasis. This is the one thing that in language, in every language, this very thing is so much important. Emphasis. Some words can create emphasis. A single word can change the complete meaning or idea of the speaker's intention. So be careful with some words which can provide emphasis. So this is such a word, nevertheless. Nevertheless is such that word where the speaker can make his emphasis on his speech. So that's the reason. Keep that in your mind. If you want to make some emphasis with your listener, in place of however, just use nevertheless. And the meaning I have written is tobuo or tashatteo. Okay, then go for the second one. We use nonetheless. We also use nonetheless. And remember, nevertheless and nonetheless are quite identical, but there are some differences. We use nonetheless when we are talking about something which can be measurable. Well, something we need to measure, like rice, like oil, like cheese, like flour, like water. So uncountable nouns, we need to measure them. So when you are dealing with any uncountable noun that needs to be measured, you can use nonetheless in place of nevertheless. That is the simple trick. Use nonetheless in place of the nevertheless if you want to measure something, or if you are dealing with a sentence where it's measuring something. Example, the business proposal seemed risky. We made an investment of $1,000 nonetheless. What does it mean? The business proposal seemed to be very risky. It's risky. We all know that business involves risk, and if you can overcome the risk, you may be successful. So business also requires some investments. So here we are connecting these two ideas, the risk of the business and the investment procedure of the business. So yes, it is true the risk is involved over here, but they have already invested $1,000 nonetheless. Okay, here what does it mean? That means I have already invested $1,000 nonetheless. That means how much amount of money I have invested, and you need to keep that in your mind, and you need to do your business accordingly so that I can get the return. That is the thing that speaker wants to say to his listener. Got it? So you need to practice such type of English sentences. I know this is very, very rare in Bangladesh, but still, if we can practice, we can make our way out. Okay? So this is the thing. Without these three connectors, we got some connectors that creates an addition, that joins something. For example, furthermore, in addition, moreover. So why we use them? Suppose we are talking about something and we need to add some extra information similar to the previous information. We will use in addition. Again, if we want to add some more similar information, we will use moreover. And we again need to add some similar information. We need to use Furthermore, so these are the things, okay? So these are the things we need to apply all the time. Okay, so then take some examples. They're already been late. They're already been late. That means they are late. Okay, so they're already been late. Moreover, that means extra additional information. He returned home to get her car keys. Well, that's very frustrating. Already you are late and you forgot your car keys. What happens? You need to get back to your home once again. So here we are dealing actually a late situation, late after late after late. So they have already been late. Moreover, he returned home to take the car keys. In addition, we may get stuck in the traffic. Well, we all know in our city all the time there is heavy traffic on the street. So it's a possibility to stuck in the heavy traffic. So in addition, similar information. That means the loss of time. Actually, we are actually dealing in this passage that they are losing their time. They are wasting their time. Furthermore, the roads outside of Dhaka are very narrow. Oh, very common thing that in our city, some areas, not all the areas, in some areas the roads are quite narrow and it takes a lot of time to cross those roads. So, in total passage, where you can see in the lower part of the board, this passage here we are actually talking about being late, getting late. So we are talking about wasting time or time is getting out. That is the reason. Here every action has got the similarity of getting late, and that is the reason we have used some transitional word or connectors like moreover, furthermore, addition, in addition, like this. So remember, the students of SSC examinee, so you need to study this sentence connectors very carefully because you got this topic in your exam, and there are some more rules. I will discuss each and every rule very clearly in my channel. So keep watching my channels, and till then, take care and goodbye. Have a nice day.